What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, legendary promoter, top-ranked CEO and promoter, Bob Arum, did an interview today to discuss future endeavors regarding the sport of boxing and his promotional company and his fighters underneath his banner. One of the highly anticipated fights underneath his banner is undefeated lightweight superstar boxer, IBF world champion Teofimo Lopez against unified lightweight superstar boxer, 3-division world champion Vasyl Lomachenko, who is currently the WBO and WBA lightweight world champion. Their four major sanction bodies are the WBC, IBF, WBO, and WBA. Devin the Dream Haney is undefeated lightweight superstar boxer, is the WBC champion. Teofimo Lopez, IBF, and Vasyl Lomachenko hold the other two sanctioned bodies. So this is a unification bout between Teofimo Lopez and Vasyl Lomachenko, whom are both under the same promotional banner of Top Rank and are promoted by Bob Arum. Bob Arum did an interview today. Obviously, all sports are on hold and are suspended until further investigation and further, solutions to this situation with this virus that we're dealing with worldwide, right? So with that said, Bob Arum, there are a number of different methods that's being discussed as possibilities to get sports up and running again. One of which is being talked about is possibly having sporting events with no fans. Bob Arum is not a fan of that. He says that doesn't work for the sport of boxing. And the biggest reason it doesn't work for the sport of boxing is there is absolutely no money without the fans' dollar to pay the fighters. So this should do two things. It should allow the fans to understand how much power that they do possess in the sport of boxing, and allow the fans to understand how important they are within the sport of boxing, and understand that they do have a voice because their dollar goes a long way. Whether it's the $50 seats all the way at the top, or it's the $2,000 seats on the floor, or it's the $10,000 ring seats, right? It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, your dollar goes a long way and it's needed, right? It's important. So Bob Arum is saying without fan support, without the fans' dollars, there is no money to pay the fighters. So a fight like Teofimo Lopez versus Vasyl Lomachenko, which is a high profile fight because both guys are high profile athletes within the sport of boxing, and it's a very meaningful fight because it's a unification bout on the way to undisputed, and it has a lot of implications on the lightweight division, as the lightweight division is absolutely booming, right? It has Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, Vasyl Lomachenko, Gervonta Tank Davis, now Mr. Gary Russell Jr., who campaigns at 126, the featherweight division, super featherweight division, is the WBC longest reigning champion there, is moving up to 135. You have other guys like Ryan King, Ryan Garcia. There's a plethora of lightweight fighters. You still have Luke Campbell, Javier Fortuna, guys of that stature that's campaigning at 135. So that division is absolutely booming, right? So it's important, this fight. So Bob Arum is stating that it's not possible for this fight to take place without the fans' dollars because they don't have the money nor the revenue to pay the fighters. So the fighters are not going to compete on top of there being no fan support, on top of there being no fan exposure, there being no way to, truly see. Yes, there's different ways to touch the fans, but you can't put this on pay-per-view because the market and the economy right now is down. You have over 17 million people that file for unemployment here in America. So there's no way possible this could be a pay-per-view event. So if the fans are not coming to the actual event in person physically and paying at the gate and paying for tickets, there is no money. So there's no way these fighters are going to fight in front of no fans amongst each other for the lowest common dollar. It's not possible. It's not going to happen. So this just goes to show the power that the fans possess and the importance of the fan in the sport of boxing, and your voice goes a long way. So don't understand, when you speak, you could force big fights to happen, right? So with that said, also, it just lets you know just how low on the total pole the sport of boxing is, because the fans are definitely needed to, be able to stage these events. So it lets you know where boxing stands here in the States and why it's so low here in the States. This is not the case when you're dealing with NBA and you're dealing with the NFL and other sports, right? Here, major sports here in the States, right? So, this is a fight that stylistically I'm expecting Teofimo Lopez to be victorious in this fight. I think he's just too young, too big, too strong, too athletic, and too powerful for Vasyl Lomachenko, who I saw get hurt by Luke Campbell. We saw get dropped by Jorge Linares, get roughed up by Orlando Salido, and fight to a split decision draw with a split decision victory over Gary Russell Jr., who came in the fight weight drained, right? So I believe that Teofimo Lopez has all the confidence in the world. So Teofimo Lopez is going to put a lot of pressure. He's not going to respect and be hesitant because, the mainstream media is claiming that Vasyl Lomachenko is something we never witnessed before in the sport of boxing. He won't be starstruck. He won't be frozen under the lights because he's the type of athlete that likes to perform under pressure. So I think the ball is in his court, and I think he's going to be victorious. With that said, it's still going to be a great fight because Vasyl Lomachenko still has experience. He still has foot movement. I don't know if he has the power to hurt Teofimo Lopez. Vasyl Lomachenko usually frustrates majority of his opponents with his foot movement and his ability, his boxing ability, and his ring IQ and ring generalship. With that said, Teofimo Lopez has a high ring IQ as well. So I think that Teofimo Lopez's skill set offsets that of Vasyl Lomachenko, especially at this stage of his career. But nonetheless, this is a huge fight, and like Bob Arum said, he don't know when this fight is definitely not happening when sports first resume, because the publicity, the exposure, and the money is just not there. So this fight is going to be on the back burner. So don't expect to see this fight when the two resume their careers. You might just see them both have voluntary fights. And with Vasyl Lomachenko, he has been out the ring for quite some time, because if I'm not mistaken, I believe the last time Vasyl Lomachenko fought was in March. So we're going definitely on a year, over a year, since the last time Vasyl Lomachenko had a fight. And that was against Luke Campbell. He fought Luke Campbell, in August. In August, so you're talking about September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. We going on 9 months since the last time he fought. We could be well into a year before Vasyl Lomachenko graced the ring again. He could have been out the ring for a year since he last graced the ring. That is not going to bode well for him, right? Especially seeing as though he's an older fighter. He's already 32 years of age. And when you're dealing with fighters in the lower weight classes, you're more reliant on your reflexes than your power and things of that nature, like the heavyweights and light heavyweights and cruiserweights and middleweights, even middleweights, right? You're not so much relying on your reflexes. Now you have certain boxers that are relying on their reflexes, and that's a big part of their game, like Floyd Mayweather, Roy Jones. But we see when their reflexes fade, how they pan out. It doesn't bode well for them, right? It did for Floyd Mayweather. He's an anomaly. But Sugar Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali, Roy Jones, Bernard Hopkins is another anomaly like Floyd Mayweather. But guys of that stature and that style, when you're a boxer, a slick boxer that relies on ring generalship, IQ, your legs, and things of that nature, doesn't bode well for you as you age. Father Time is not on your side. And seeing as though on top of it, he's going to be out the ring for a year, that's not the fight that he wants to go into coming off of a year layoff at 32 years of age. So I think the cards, the deck is stacked against Vasyl Lomachenko, and unfortunately for him, this pandemic hit, and it might just have alter his career, right? So, but there's no money for this fight, so you can expect to see tune-up fights for both guys, especially for Vasyl Lomachenko. So let's see how this all plays out. But that's all I got for y'all, man. And another thing before I say that, this is why Vasyl Lomachenko should have jumped at the opportunity to fight Devin Haney. He would have been active. I told you guys, by the time Teofimo Lopez and Richie Coleman fought, he would have been out the ring for far too long, right? And I was right. And nobody could expect and predict that we was going to be in this situation with the pandemic and the virus and things of that nature. But now, look, it even worse in his situation. He could have taken the opportunity to fight Devin Haney while they fought, because by the time, if he fought in and around the time, he fought in August. If he would have fought Devin Haney in December, he could have been, you know, still somewhat active, going right now, right? He avoided that fight and just waited. And that's not going to bode well for him, right? Richard Coleman and Teofimo Lopez, they fought, if I'm not mistaken, December 14th or something like that. That's when, because they fought on the undercard of Terrence Crawford fight. So, yes, December 14th. So that's what I was saying. Vasyl Lomachenko fought in August. I said that he should have fought again after the Luke Campbell fight, and at least November, December, he could have fought Devin Haney, right? Devin Haney was available. Because Devin Haney's last fight, let's look at Devin Haney's last fight. This is what I told you guys. Devin Haney was his mandatory. Instead, they made Vasyl Lomachenko the franchise champion. And, you know, now he's been out the ring for far too long. Devin Haney, prior to that, had fought in September against Abdulaev, right? Now, we know he fought Santiago on the undercard. I believe that was, the two YouTubers card. That was their fight. He fought on the undercard of that against Santiago, but that was a throwing fight. But at the time when he fought in September, Vasyl Lomachenko had fought in August. So they both could have fought in December, and then Lomachenko would not have been so much inactive leading up into this time. But he blew it. See? But that's all I got, because Teofimo Lopez and Richard Coleman was fighting in December. So like I said, they wasn't going to be ready until March, April anyway. So if he'd have fought Devin Haney in December, who was his mandatory instead of being franchised, he would have been still on the same course to fight. If he was victorious against Devin Haney, he would have still been on the same course to face Teofimo Lopez, Richard Coleman winner in March, April. But now we know with the pandemic and everything, it still would have been pushed back, but he wouldn't have been so inactive leading up into this. But that's all I got for y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.